Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Forge Alliance cast. In the news today, there's no news. That's it. We're just going to jump straight into the game and just give a shout out and a thanks to those people who are suggesting replays. It does save me a bit of time to try and hunt them down. But anyhow, let's just jump straight in. We have ourselves a 4 versus 4 team matchmaking game, so a 4v4 ladder, and the rankings are a little bit low. We do have a bit of a Joe parade going on here. And what we'll do, our standard sorting up in the corners here and having an introduction of the players. We should all know the map. This is Bermuda Locket. Fun times, you have water in the middle, water on the outside, some nice little causeways here. And we've got team 1 up the top left here in the blue corner, team 2 in the bottom left red corner. Let's say hello to who we have today. First off here, for team number 1 in the light blue color, as on the lowest rated player of the day, it is below 0. Fortunately, his ranking is not below 0, but it is below 200. He is assisted right beside him. We have the highest rated player in the game, a 1200. It is Schlimmerzel. Schlimmerzel is going Cybran. He's got his first factory there, throwing up some pigeons. He's the 1200 rated player, so highest and lowest rated player on the same team to help balance it out. Let's give the average ratings pretty good. Alright, third player for team number 1 in the lavender color down here, UEF. It is cold blue. Shame he's not actually the blue color, but there we go. He is working on his factory, some pigeons as you do. Down from him we have Popeye in the cyan color and Cybran. Now you'll notice a common theme on this map. People don't generally build their mixes. If we have a look back up this direction quickly, we can see over here that Schlimmerzel is actually just working on power, and the engineers are grabbing the reclaim because there is so much reclaim to be had. You pretty much don't worry about your mixes straight off. You've got thousands of reclaim in your base to get early expansion. But anyway, that's team 1. Let's have a say hello to team number 2. First off down here, team number 2, it is Rylith. Rylith is a Seraphim in the red color, walking his way forwards. Over here in the burgundy color, it is Firen. Firen has got himself an air factory. Looks like he's going to be the air player. Also Seraphim for him. Throwing up in the orange color, player number 3 for team number 2, it is Passenger. Is he going to be a passenger as a match? Don't know, but he's another Seraphim. So it's 3 Seraphim for team number 2, and finally, breaking the Seraphim mold, is a UEF player in yellow, walking his way towards a frontal position, is Sir Blackthorn. So lots of race representation going on. We have at least one of each, and we're going to have one Aeon in game. It is below 0. 3 Seraphim for team number 2. We'll see how they go. So just a quick note, this middle area is often quite a navy play, because of how close they are to all the mixes. If you get in here and your opponents do not, you can deny a whole lot of area. There is plenty of reclaim to be had. Most of it is in the base, lots of little clumps around here, but really in the main bases there is literally thousands to be had. Look at these numbers. They've already pulled some of this mess away. There's plenty to be had. Big old manual reclaim, nope. Big old pigeon build coming out there from Schlimmerzel now. He is back here with his companies. He is just working on an air factory, maybe a second one planning to going up. And items over here as well, so a couple of land factories up there for below 0. But you can see the engineers are already getting right around these places and just picking up all these rocks. It means they don't have to worry as much about the mass extractors. They could do early upgrades of the mixes as well, or they could look at churning out some units. The decision has to be one or the other. Early into Navy, there we go. Schlimmerzel is doing what he can. He's popping up a factory there. He's actually going to be the first into the water, having a look. Nobody else has actually got a factory in, so that could be handy. Get an early naval advantage. Over here we see Cold Blue is walking on up with his commander. I think he might be coming over to join the front. Yes, he is. He's going to come over and join Popeye over in this direction. So it's going to be 2 comms over this side, which means it's going to be Rylith has to be a bit careful with his commander. No support for him, no units, no nothing, just a couple of engineers coming his way, so we need to be cautious. We do have Firen coming along to join him, so he should be alright on that front. Down here we have Passenger finishing off a naval factory. The factory for Schlimmerzel is going to finish first. He's only got a single engineer helping it though. So this one is actually that's a lot of build from Passenger. And actually does finish first. Okay, so that must mean Schlimmerzel is stalling on mass perhaps for him to be going so slowly. He is quite badly. Passenger is well ahead. No, he's just not stalling on mass, just stalling on power, so he'll be feeding off his teammates for that. Down here, small raiding party is good to go from Sir Blackthorn. He could actually push up right now and cause some problems for Well, he could have pushed up and caused some problems for below zero, but his commander is now wandering down in that direction. More than a match for all this, although Super Blackthorn's comm is there. Back on the other narrow, what's this called? Causeway. I'll call it a causeway. Don't know if that's correct, but it's a causeway now. On this causeway, we see a few units moving up here from Popeye. He's got support of Cold Blue behind him. Rowleth is there with his commander only. Well, there's some combat units come up. He could walk forward and could have walked forward and claimed these mixes a while ago. But, decided to hold off and do that, but it's very worthwhile grabbing these T1 mixes as soon as possible. The reason behind that is they will go out there. We have a T1 bomber coming in to be harassing, kills off an engineer. There is some anti-air just behind that, but the bombers are going to be able to swing around, kill some more things, and probably avoid the anti-air if it hangs Louis back. Kills 3 engineers to his name, so that's going to be irritating, but nothing with the wheels. A factory right here, another engineer right here. No dramas on that front. Where is... over here. Okay, so Firen's comms over here. Looks like he's picking up an upgrade away from the front lines. At the moment, he's just leaving Rowleth up front. He should be fine. It's just a few units on the ground, although coming up is Popeye. He's got his commander plus some units. We have another upgrade back to this direction. Is Cold Blue. He's getting what looks like could be the gun upgrade. That right arm is glowing quite suspiciously. See how that fares over this direction. This section is very much held by Super Blackthorn. He's got the units up, and you might as well grab those mass extractors. As I was saying before, I got interrupted by some combat. T1 mass extractors only cost 50 mass to create, so they'll pay themselves off within 30 seconds. So if you can get them and hold them for that long, they've made a profit. Easy as that. So they're well worth just getting whenever you get a chance to. More than likely you will support that. Over here we see Naval Factory out from Schlimmerzel. He's sending a sub down this way to stop any factories going down there, but it's actually over here is where the factories are, and there's now 2 factories and passengers, so he's got a bit of extra build power there. This direction, 2 commanders having to go at each other. Rowleth and Popeye just saying hello, but nothing doing there, and Rowleth drops back. Still hasn't... I think maybe he did grab those mixes, but they died, so perhaps not those ones. Down here we see the upgrade is almost done for firing, but back in this direction we see the, yes, it was gun upgrade for Cold Blue. He is now walking on forward. That's going to be very dangerous for Rowleth. He does not want to get caught by that. And what was the upgrade for here? That was T2. So Firen grabbed T2 on his comm. That could be interesting because these particular, they're not really flat. So Sierra from T2 PD can struggle a little bit with these hills. As, since it's a straight line kind of action, it doesn't do so good. Right, see T1 RD having to go at Popeye's comm, but Popeye's comm is not the problem. It is Cold Blue's comm, and Rowleth wants to think about moving away about now. If he pushes into that, he's running into a gun commander without units which are all dying, and he doesn't have gun on his own. Last, we have the units sitting here from Popeye ready to go. Popeye's also getting an upgrade. It's going pretty darn quickly. That is not a suitable place to stand your commander, Rowleth. You want to think about moving away. Does he have the intel for what's there? No, he knows it's a bunch of units, but he's not scouted them. Has no idea what he's facing. Quick check on the other causeway. We see an upgrade going down for Sir Blackthorn. There's a few commanders up here as well. We have Schlimmerzel and below zero. They're looking like maybe a gun upgrade on there. But that looks like T2 for Sir Blackthorn about to complete. But down this direction, this is not good for Rowleth. He's down into the yellow and is now getting pushed by a whole lot of units. Yeah, I say a whole lot of units. He's going to get caught up here as well amongst his own units. He needs to move them in front to try and stall Cold Blue, get them out of the way. Popeye now with gun as well, so that is going to be terrible for Rowleth. He loitered just a little bit too long, and he is doomed. Taken down by a swarm of T1 units as well as Cold Blue's comm doing most of the damage with that gun right on there. Popeye's in front, T2 PD going down from Firins, and you can see might struggle with the layout of the land a little bit. Definitely needs some radar. No radar, he can't actually see what he's shooting at. Does he have radar? There's a radar there which can help, but that single point defense is not going to do much against the gun comm. He needs to get back out of the way. Quick check up in this direction, and there was a unit push there from Sir Blackthorn, wanting to just gain a bit of territory, give him some time to throw down some point defense. Maybe needs to focus on getting that down quicker because he has a gun comm in the form of Schlimmerzel coming in his direction. Definitely want to get the PD down to deny that. Where is all his eco going? Looks like he's kicking up a T2 PG over there. Once that point defense is down, it's going to be helpful, but he wants to move these units back and stop sacrificing them into that comm. This section down here, we see Popeye is hurt, but fine. We see the same for Cold Blue now getting a second upgrade on there. Okay, Popeye, you don't want to stand in range of T2PD like that. It will hurt. And he's not going to be able to complete that land factory. Point defense will just simply say nay and get rid of it. So that should be a hold for firing, owing to how damaged those guys are. Alright, first triad is down over here, starting to lob his shells out, going to kill things off. There is some T2 land on the ground for below zero. See some blazers coming up. Blazers are the right choice when it comes to taking out T1 units because they have a nice high fire rate and won't do a lot of overkill, unlike the Obsidians which do so, but they're no match for T2PD. Throwing down a buzzkill there, so expecting some tech missile in the near future. Just the 2-point defense down here, another third one going up there, so firing and wanting to hunker down with some defensive measures on this front, which he will need to. So double comms, we have nano upgrade done for Cold Blue. He's going to be a very tanky commander indeed at this point of the game. And Popeye helping him get some repairs. Maybe wants to think about getting his own thing now. He's in range of T2PD and does not want to keep standing there. Getting shot in the back, 4,000 health, still just a little bit too close. More PD going down, so getting a PD creep over there. No, that's a tech defense. I hear more bombers, and that is T2 actually having a go at the forces belonging to Sir Blackthor. That's the last thing he needs is T2 air destroying his stuff. He wants to try and get that shield up quicker, but he doesn't. In fact, the shield gets done in by the air, which means no shield, and it's going to be something to be concerned about. Perhaps he wants to consider throwing down some flak. There we go, flak going up, but the shield is absolutely gone. Some spam going up here, and multiple factories on the upgrade. Or T2, does he have an HQ? He does. He has an HQ back here, which is going for T3. So maybe wants to consider completing some of the mix upgrades and capping them before pushing to T3. I don't think he's really got the mass to run T3 at the moment. Right, tech missiles are coming in, but there is a single buzzkill in the way to stop that. So one tech launcher, it's a mobile launcher, there's a tech, no, there's a mobile launcher. Not going to get through for that, but it should be alright. Back down this direction, we can see there's another big old push coming in here from Popeye. He's throwing units up here, but there's a whole lot of T2PD going to do a wicked amount of damage. Firing his T2 in his comm as well, and plus some overcharges, that's definitely going to encourage Cold Blue to not be there. The point defense is going to survive out of that. Is there any dead ones? Nope. But you can see there already T2PD shooting the ground and simply not helping that side of thing. And come the T1 bombers, not going to last too much longer. There's a whole host of Sky Slams right here. They'll get their bombs away, do a good amount of damage, and maybe encourage these commanders to stay away while firing gets more T2PD up, doing a bit of a creep there and just picking off these T1 units. But right there, a hill is blocking the shots. They're not getting through at all. Big old rousing around, fuck the ground for those PDs. They are unfortunately the wrong point defense for this map. Back up in this direction, over here we have a big old swarm of Corsairs. They're having a go at Sir Blackthorn's comm, but that flak, he has 2 flak up now. That has been an absolute saviour to him. They knock those Corsairs out of the sky. He has taken a sizable amount of damage. This upgrade doesn't want to cancel it. It's very close to being done. T2 is complete, and there we go with the gun upgrade. Exactly what he needs right now, but also is going to have to fall back. T2, nice overcharge there, knocks out 3 blazes. That's going to help him stay alive a little bit longer. But Schlimzel is pushing. Well, maybe he doesn't want to push too much. He's kind of on his own. Below 0 is here with his comm. No upgrades on him though, so he doesn't want to be on that. Blackthorn is falling back. Schlimzel is pushing as much as he can, but there's some T2 coming his way. He's going to need to be cautious about. Yeah, T2 may be enough to just encourage him to maybe not push quite so much. Sir Blackthorn down into the red, 3,300 health. Schlimzel is continuing to push, wants to get that kill, but oh dear, he might actually do it. Sir Blackthorn down under 2,000, but I don't know if Schlimzel is going to actually. No, he can't. Down under 2,000 himself, so he can't keep pushing out, or it's going to be mutual KO. Now there's a destroyer off the coast, but again, we see the limitation of the Seraphim direct fire weapons on a rocky map, and Schlimzel's going to get out, maybe? Oh my word, down into double digits on your commander. It does not get closer, and sneeze on that guy, and he would have been dead. Any more tiny bits of damage or a destroyer that didn't have direct fire weaponry. Schlimzel's getting out very close there. Quick look down here, and this is looking stable for firing. That's a solid spot. He's got some mobile missile launchers coming up there. But look at Schlimzel. He's walking back forwards. This dude's, oh, he's very close to a rank of Veterancy. He wanted to get it. That would absolutely help his life. Boss needs to be cautious as hell. Way down into the red. Get some overcharges in. There we go, rank of veterans, he gets an extra couple of thousand health, and now he'll be fine for the retreat. No dramas there, but that was very close for Schlimmerzel, and that could have been a big loss for team number 1. He is the 1200 rated player, taking a giant gamble, so very, very close. And now the Navy has air problems. We see there's a bunch of torpedo bombers around, so they are carving up these guys because there's no cruisers in the mix, it was just destroyers. They did take that destroyer down, and once again, I just have to say the direct fire Seraphim was the unfortunate race on here. Doesn't do well. Back down this direction, we see a big old swarm of T2 air. Jane is coming over to try and take out some of this T2 PD. I wish they'll have plenty of time to do so, because there's no back on the ground. There's a whole swarm of interceptors right here from firing. Wants to get them off the ground to actually come and kill these. But other than that, his comm should be fine. We see the point defense creepers just carried on, and they're starting to take down factories over here. But in this direction, there is a T2 factory up, and a shield is popping up. The engineers trying to hold that. So much reclaim to be had. Where are your engineers? There they are, doing exactly that. They have started to pick up all that mass. Flak going down from firing, ideal, and the shield would be also fantastic. Back in this direction, that's where the air is gone. They went up this direction. They look to try and kill off the units up here. They will do. Lots of burning. That napalm just scorches all sorts. Not direct fire, it is damage over time, so it takes a bit longer to kill things, but kill things it can. How was that T3 upgrade he was going for? Well, he's done, and he's popping out engineers, going to be able to work on those. We have T2, plenty of assistance on that factory, and lots of ships coming on out there. Ships, boats, whatever, but a cruiser, very importantly, to take care of all of that. Lots of mobile missile launchers. They're going to be a problem for this section unless that cruiser takes them out. Back down this direction, we see the push going up from Ilshivers. I hear them being supported by some mobile missile launchers, but they're not going to get too much done. That shield is holding on for now, and the point defense will shoot them away. I feel like maybe they could have kept pushing, and certainly the mobile missile launchers can keep firing away. And over here we see Firen is grabbing the mass extractors just because he can, and he's there. Back on this causeway, and a bit of pushback happening here again. We see the forces moving up there from Blackthorn, being supported by the TAC launcher on the cruiser. So there's some T2 Navy up there. Do you have T2 Navy anywhere else? We do not. We have T1 Navy there for Schlimmerzel. We have one factory here for Cold Blue, second mine going up. Maybe he'll look at popping up some more. He's got the T2 sonar, so they know what is happening. But that's a lot. A third factory going up for Passenger. So Passenger is going hard on the naval side of things. Over here we have, that's a literally just now completed T3 air upgrade for Firen. So he's in the T3 air game. So he's just been camping out here with his comm, just getting some defensive units. He's got to be careful. That looks like a manual tech launch. Yes, it is. It's coming straight in for Firen. He has no TMD. That could have gone for this commander and caused him to run the hell away. Oh dear, that could have been a tech kill right there and then. He had the launchers. He fired two of them. If he'd known where the commander was, it could have got him before the shield went up. But still took out some of that. That could have been a much more devastating blow from Cold Blue, but unfortunately he's targeted the wrong thing. Did he know where the commander was? No, he has no radar coverage of that section, so could only take out things he thought were there. There is one TMD back here, but still 4 tech missiles probably would have done the job. Pretty sure 3 of those would have got through. And there we go, Navy and cruisers doing as they do, take down the shield, take down the mass extractors. Now those launchers firing out, but they're just going to impact mostly on the shield. They're not going to get much further down. Those cruisers will take care of that. There is a couple of TMD plus a shield. Yeah, Fireman is going to be absolutely fine. They're not getting through. Shield drops. Maybe he wants to get some more, but he won't need to worry. Those launchers are gone. Up in this direction, still just the T1 Navy here. There's T2 on this direction. Of course, the torpedo bombers do come out, but now with cruisers, that is going to be a problem for them. This direction, mini tech missile defense, because there's a whole swarm of mobile missile launchers going up on there. Again, we have the PD creep, and that's going to be annoying once more. Kill off anything in range, get some more point defense, can start actually ranging this T1 stuff. Not going to be good for your health. Plenty of Vinties over there. Quick check in this direction, we do have T3 air available for Schlimmerzel as well, so he's going to be able to keep up with firing on that front. Over this direction, do we have what tech? Here we have T3 air available for below 0, so both of those guys are in the T3 air game. Let's see how that pans out for them. T3 factory HQ is paused over here. Sam going up in case of strap bombers turning up. And it looks like all of passengers eco is going into this Navy, absolutely just spamming out the T2 stuff, mega assistance, and in his base is really not much. He's only just putting up a T2 shield, he's got no T2 power, he's got one T2 power up there. Maybe let's think about more. He's only on the T2 tick for the Navy, but speaking of the Navy, now pushing up in this direction, wasting some time trying to shoot it there with the destroyers. They want to get right on in, they want to womp these frigates, and then they want to look at removing these factories from the equation. Get rid of those, going to help dismantle that Navy for team number 1. T2 Navy is down here from Cold Blue, and he's building Coopers. Not sure that's the right call. Coopers are very strong in torpedoes and they're great against submarines, but these aren't submarines. You've got a whole bunch of destroyers, okay, a few T1 subs, but you've got a massive amount of destroyers here. So really, you want destroyers out of that. That's going to be your requirement to win that particular battle. Right, in this direction we see the T2 PD creep from firing is continuing. Always just edging that a little bit closer. And now, with T2 PD in range of these units here, that's going to drop the shields the more they go. Sure, there's plenty of TMD, so these mobile missile launchers aren't getting through very much. The point defense creep is real, absolutely real from firing, and it's causing some pressure on there. Back in this direction we see there's just T2 on the ground for Popeye. Needs to work on up some more upgrades on his stuff there. Cap your mixes, get your eco up, and the same goes here for Cold Blue. He does have T3, doesn't have a lot of cap mixes. Destroyers out of this factory would also assist with this. They could pound it from offshore and cause extra problems, but up in this direction we see the eventuality has occurred. These factories are gone, and that is the top section out in Navy. A very strong naval presence available right now. We see some Stork torpedo bombers do come through trying to take things out. Some more cormorants out from Schlimmerzel trying to do what they can, but the cruiser presence is strong and the torpedo bombers get like one pass of that. And then they actually get chunked on that over here. Plenty of TMD going up, which they're going to need to try and stop the barrage coming from the cruisers. More torpedo bombers. What is the plan over here? Just more torps by the look of it. In this direction we see TMD is up from below 0, so he should be alright there on TMD. Some Solace torpedo bombers out. They will be quite handy indeed for doing that kind of pressure. Over here looks like there was a push from firing perhaps, or maybe they just actually finally got some radar up and can see the creep coming, because they have been in range this entire time of this one right here. But there we go. Up in here though, the Coopers turn up, they are doing what they can, and like I said, they do a decent amount of damage, but they are very fragile. They have less health than a frigate. This frigate up here with 2,000 health, and a Cooper has 1,750. So if they get in range of a destroyer, they will die horrible deaths. They will die pretty darn quickly. Over this direction we have an overrun off this causeway. It is Blackthorn. He has pushed up with a giant swarm of units, one single T2 PD and a single T1 pulsar, and two T2 PD now available. But maybe they should kill the shield gen. There we go, and that is going to be it for all of this. If they stop shooting the ground perhaps, they really don't like the ground of this map. Rising around, fuck the ground, everything is staying alive because these guys are hitting the floor. One T2 PD left and that's it, and here goes the push in towards the main base belonging to below 0. You're going to be having some struggle situations. He's got the Navy outside, just a couple of cruisers left throwing attack missiles around, but Solosses will take care of them. Navy has been split. You've got destroyers down here attacking out the Coopers, and these torpedo boats going to have a terrible time in point blank range. Look at that, just a volley to take those guys down, and they are nullified so easily. Torpedo bombers doing their thing, but cruisers are coming back into the mix. Down here, how's your eco? Well, he's been ecoing alright. Another T2 PG, still doesn't have T3 tech. There we go, T3's on the way. No, what did I say? Alright, down this direction, tech launches. Going for, not sure what he's going to be able to get. Can kill off a mass extractor there maybe, but we've got TMD in the mix right there, which should prevent those getting through. Definitely that one, there we go, they billow on up and they get dragged away. But these units are coming into range now. They could maybe focus down this T3 PG would be the best thing to go for. Get rid of that power. That's a lot of eco to lose there. Be a little bit of an air track over here though, to go the way of Schlimmerzel, one would think. But still focusing on the point defense and engineers. I could maybe. No, I think they're running out of units. The T1 PD has done its job. The shield is also about to blab back on, which will be all she wrote for that little event. So we'll quick check down the other causeway, and we see not only has the Navy killed off those Coopers, they've also pushed right on into the production facilities, and now this HQ here that's under threat and not able to do anything, because as that spawns they die thanks to the fire coming right on in. Yeah, it's going to be another Navy ousting over this direction. Back here, another push coming in from fire and throwing some more Ilshivers up against all this, which is not the greatest idea. T1 PD plus shields plus T2 PD, and those Ilshis are going to have a terrible time. They could take down one shield. Can they take down another? It's a lot of Ilshivers, a lot of damage coming out. Is he focusing on the TMD? Maybe so. You see the bullets coming in, yes they are, so they're focused on TMD. Once that's done, then those mobile missile launchers can get a lot of damage done. Byron's still up front with his commander actually, so a precarious situation. He gets sniped out of there. But the problem is the shields coming online are stopping a lot of those shots. The Ilshivers are running out of gas, there's not too many of them left. The numbers are dwindling, lots of point beings doing their thing. The Cerberus turrets and the T1 PD in particular doing good things. One shield down, more tactical missile defense down. Shield blinks back on. There's still a good number of TMD up here, but that's not going to last too much longer. Those Ilshis walking under the shield, they can spot the PG shield generator, perhaps focus that, or do they want to kill off everything else first? Looks like this the point defense going down now, but adding to all of that is the mobile missile launchers, and this whole front is just collapsed right there. Back up this direction just to hold on the causeway with some T2 units. They'll be all well and dandy. Still those missed tack launchers over here trying to get things done. But again, TMD's in the way. Well, there's no TMD here for that land HQ. Maybe you want to look into that destruction. Alright, over here, Ilshivers and T1 PD having a rouse around, fuck the ground. Ilshivers more so, they're hitting the ground more than the PD, so the PD survives, and the Ilshivers won't. Although mobile missile launchers, they have a nice arcing fire, and they're going to be able to get through and take care of everything there. Not looking great for Popeye. Popeye is well under pressure here, and the question is, what can he do against this swarm? Doesn't have much. Got a bank of T2 PD down here, but they're going to shoot the ground a lot of times. Look at that, just already see it happening. Big old rock in front of them right there is going to stop a lot of that firepower. So much mass here to be had, and firing. Doing exactly that. Maybe he's could get some engineers up. He's got some factories back here, can sort that. But have a look, see, we have 25,000 mass has been claimed out of this little forward base. And this is hilarious though, everybody's just having a go at the ground. Nobody likes the ground. The ground can get fucked. Absolutely get fucked. Just these T1 PD lobbing a couple of shells over, but now the Ilshis move forward, and that is going to be the end of those. Simple as you like. Alright, if I was this commander, I'd be stepping down the T1 factory right here and just sending engineers out. Sending engineers out to reclaim that and build some other stuff, because that's a lot of mass. A lot of mass. Quick check in this direction. Well, we see the air game is going on. Plenty of ASFs in the sky for firing. There's a few in the skies from below zero. Not enough to contest with that. It does have some solaces which are about to die. T2 Navy has been recruited by Schlimmerzel, and he's also got some T3 engineers back here. They're putting down a harm. If that gets done, that would be very, very handy to try and hold that area indeed. But at the moment is the right side that's the problem. We see T2 ID has been slapped down here. Maybe it can do something. That shield is going to struggle to hold off this cruiser with this continual attack barrage. Definitely want some TMD to stop that, because that won't last too much longer. Over here we see Harbingers doing Harbinger things. They're just pushing on up and killing some things off. They've got to be careful though, because there is a big old swarm here. We have a handful of Titans as well as a bunch of T2 pillars. They will carve those Harbs for breakfast. And never mind that, is a battleship back here. Battleship off the rails for Mr. Passenger, and that's not any kind of passenger indeed. That is a battleship ready to go. He's struggling to get out of his base right now. It keeps getting blocked by the torpedo launchers. I don't even know why he's building those. It is just blocking the progress of this thing trying to get out. It's just going in circles. No, kill those off. Those are pointless. You've got Navy. Those are pointless. Alright, one harm down, and we see Schlimmerzel actually finishes off a Monkey Lord. So that's what he's been doing with this time. He's got the first experimental of the game. There's a Monkey Lord coming on out, and it is ready to go somewhere. Question is, where does he think he needs to send it? Does he send it this way or this way? Looks like at the moment it is going straight down here, so it could be going to assist on this side, which is very much under the collapse at this stage. We see here Popper has abandoned his base, his command has walked up this way. And this might be why. Lots of TMD going, and that is actually so far holding out against the spam coming out from these mobile missile launchers, but they won't hold much against the Ilshivers if they pop their freaky heads along. And actually, I take that back, the mobile missile launchers are getting through, the point defense is gradually dying. But lots more TMD is going up, and every single TMD that comes back up will assist in trying to keep things out of the way. Alright, over here we see Salem doing good things against these frigates. Monkey is on the way, big old force here ready to push on up into below Zero's base, although they decide to back off just a little bit. Lots of assistance going on down here, and army should be able to hold that section, one would think, unless the battleship gets out, and that battleship is going to be a problem to deal with. Alright, T2 RT over here is going to help just lob some shells over. If we can clear the hill, we'd actually take out a bunch of these guys quite happily. It seems like we have reached critical mass of TMD, and there's no more missiles getting through. I take that back. One just did. There's a lot of overlap there, but there's so many missiles, you'd think we're so close there. Just about. Okay, I think they've now got the extra TMD that actually helps stop that. Nope, still a couple getting through every now and then. Lost another one. And now trying to rebuild the T2 PD because those Ilshivers are most certainly coming in. Reclaim on the way. Yeah, there's some engineers doing some reclaim. He must be full of mass because none of them are doing anything. That is going to be problematic. Where is that monkey? Monkey is coming closer, and there's going to be a caution for firing if they know the commander's there. Do they know the commander's there? Yes, they do. So that monkey is coming down this way. It hooves up all of this, but that's a lot of Ilshivers and a lot of point beds, but it's still danger times for firing. Looks like this T2 RT is going for whatever's in range, but just happens to be this particular Ilshiver right there. Lob some shells and do some decent damage and go from that point. They have no idea the monkey's coming. No, they have no idea the monkey's coming. It is here, it is on the way, it is a problem. Speaking of things that are a problem though, 2 battleships now off the rails for passenger, and they can just kill things at range like this HQ. They could actually kill off the harm as well if they get close enough. And passenger starting in a Wasser. But I see that notification. Is he actually? Yes, he actually is. So a Wasser coming out from passenger. That's going to be. Is that going to be the second experimental? Or do we have another monkey on the way? We do actually. It's into the green just now from Schlimmerzel. So some work on that front should be able to help things out. Get a second monkey. Get over here and maybe I can clean up some things. First monkey though is reaching this point and it's going to say hello to these mobile missile launchers in the most destructive way possible. Right, hasn't it? Oh, there we go. I was waiting for the big old laser. And there we go, big old laser does fire on up. There's still a giant number of Ilshivers here though. So, monkey see, monkey do. Going to be kind of a problem there. Over here there was T2HQ. Actually there's another T2HQ in build, so units can keep coming on. Monkey just wants to be careful not to get too close. Walks into range of those Ilshivers, is going to start taking a battering just like that, and the health is not going to last too much longer. Stays within range though, walks back out of range, actually does a good little bit of scooting and kiting there, manages to kill off a bunch of units without taking too much more on that front. Ilshivers drop back into shield coverage, they're going to need it, and maybe into T2 PD range, and Fireman is running with his comm as he should. Back in this direction we can see that that's the end of the Naval HQ for Schlimmerzel. His commander has evac'd. You see his commander's evac'd over there ages ago. The monkey has been passed over to below zero. He's just given over from Schlimmerzel. He's built it, he's handed it on, and I'm going to do that ground assault. Over here it is now the SAM being picked on. Yes it is. The engineers are going to be ignored for the moment. Might as well try and get some reclaim out of that while it's there in front of you. There's a few hundred mass to be had. And this SAM is down. Could move in with the Barracudas. These guys don't have any kind of torpedo defense on them. And cruisers as well. There's a single submarine under there. T3 sub actually. We see Yathosu is right there to support. Over here we see Monkey has his way through these Ilshivers. Look at all the dead bodies here. 81 kills. to its name, is now getting hammered by battleship fire and T2 PD fire. Wants to be cautious of this. Maybe one or the other would have been okay, but both hammering down upon it is going to have an issue. Wants to maybe think about turning back at this stage. Does hang a Louis actually. 4,000 health. If he can get away, it would be handy, but has taken out all of this infrastructure here, taken out a whole bunch of the PD, taken out the massive army, and now is trying to dodge the battleship fire, twisting and turning. 1,000 health. I don't think it's going to make it back to base. It should die in the not too distant future. Air is over here just in case support. There we go. One shot, two shot. Down goes the monkey on their side. The monkey over here is having to go at whatever it can, being supported there by some harbingers. Harbingers doing a good job. Maybe they could move a bit close to the edge to get firing over the edge over that battleship, but decides no, monkey is pushing straight on through. And what really is there to slow it down? Actually, sweet fuck all. Sir Blackthorn is on the run, and he has to be. He does not have the units on the ground to stop that monkey. He's going to rely on battleship support trying to knock it out of into the land, but it is moving as very healthy, and it's going to be able to carve up a bunch of units, especially as it's got the Harbinger support. It doesn't want to stop, it just wants to keep on walking. It could catch up to Blackthorn in a moment. Just keep on walking, let the Harbingers clean up behind us. And that looks like exactly what it's going to do, going straight in. No, it stops for some reason. No doubt to that. Maybe an issue with the ground or the pathing? Perhaps an issue with the pathing. Uncertain why the monkey stopped, but that could be the key moment for Blackthorn to get away there. He is now on the move, throwing down some Ravagers. This might be the idea. We see battleships are trying to do their thing from a distance. The T1 bombers flying overhead ain't going to do much. Monkey's going to run into range of those Ravagers. That's not going to last very long at all. Engineer's going to get hoovered. We see the mass extractor's going to die, and this could be a devastation of Sir Blackthorn's base. But speaking of bases under devastation, I think that's going to be no hold in the Navy for the moment. Plenty of torpedo bombers coming on over. This area has also under control for now. Monkey has made it right into Blackthorn's base, and rather than go for the commander, because it's full share, the better idea was to go for that. We see a few shots from Blackthorn hitting this hill here instead of the monkey. He's trying to take it down, overcharging it, but not doing a lot of damage. He doesn't have a lot in the E-storage, only 4 E-storages out of there, and a mutual KO there. Monkey and Blackthorn have a go at each other, and that is Blackthorn out as he fired the last shot to kill off the monkey, or the monkey got killed by battleship. I'm not entirely sure which was the killing blow, but either way, they both died, and that is the end of their story. We see Blackthorn complains, I guess they nerfed the damage OC does to Monkey Lord. No, they didn't. You just didn't have enough storage. You want to do max damage, you need like, I don't know, 10 storage? 10, 15 storages? You need to have about, I think it's like 60,000 energy in the bank. This number here, the storage needs to be right up there, around about 60,000 from memory or higher. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong, but you need more than what he had in storage, because your overcharge is dependent on how much energy you have in storage to do max damage, which I think is 15k if you have enough. A Soul Ripper going up here for Schlimmerzel, so he's been working on the air game. He's decided, no, Navy's done, but let's stick into the air game, see what we can do. He's got a big handful of ASFs. We need to count on that, because Firen has been in T3 air for a while. He has 35 ASFs to his name. He's the only one with T3 air on team number 2. We see Schlimmerzel is got 29, so fairly even on the air stages. We also have Cold Blue in the air game, so he's got another 22 over there, so definite air advantage for team number 1, who incidentally have yet to lose a commander, despite looking at team number 2, who appears to have a better hold of the map. It is team 2 who have lost commanders and got players out of the game, so there's still a 2 versus 4. Schlimmerzel is back here safe with his comms, stealthy underwater with torpedo. That Soul Ripper is done. The bug alert, it is on the fly. Over here we see the Solaces trying to do their thing. They do their thing pretty well. There's a handful of cruisers, a bunch of flak, and that's going to be extra irritating for the Solaces. They can't actually kill these flak units because they are hover. Torpedoes do not hit hover, so those flak will just be able to wreck them out. Byron Complexity Athota, so we've got a chicken down over there. We had an Awassa which was under build, is actually continuing to build. It is also completed. So we now have an Awassa in the sky, we have a bug in the skies, we have a Athota on the ground. Now, where is that bug going? Well, the bug's going over this way, and it's got air support with it, so it's going to be something very nasty. How's this anti-air on the ground looking? Non-existent. Got a handful of T1 anti-air over there. Do we have any SAMs? We have a couple of SAMs plugging on over here. Yeah, a good handful of those. That will take some time to take the bug down, but they could do it. Okay, here we go. Where is the bug going? The bug is going being escorted. I imagine those are all stealthed up, so you need Omni to see them coming. The Awasa is pushing up on the left, so bug down the right, Awasa up the left. Gonna see what it does to infrastructure. Where is the ASFs? Well, they're all down here. You have a handful of ASFs up here from Cold Blue, which is going to want to bring over. How is your anti-air down here? Well, you've got a couple of flak, but that's really about it. That's not going to do much for your infrastructure. Awasa comes on in, is going to say g'day at the same time the bug is coming down here. Yes, it is. It's going to look at extracting that as well. Awasa drops his payload off. How's your SAMs? Oh, you don't really have any. Got a couple. It's going to do some damage to the Awasa. In come the ASF though from Cold Blue. Even as they do, the bugs down here spotted Fire, and Firen's here with his commander in the open. No shields, no nothing. He's going to be taken out of the game. Bug is going to do for him quite handily. That is the end of Firen, and now there's just one player left for team number 2, and that's Passenger. Passenger, he does have an Awasa in the sky, but he's got some ASFs right on the 6, and those are going to slowly chew through the health, although they are getting taken down by the anti-air. The Awasa has some anti-air on it, of course, but only 10,000 health left, and now there's some SAMs down here. Drops a bomb, it's going to take some things out, no rank of immediacy. 3,000 health, is it going to be taken down by the SAMs? Is it close enough? One SAM lob more. 1,000 health left on the Awasa, and going to fly over some black, take extra damage. There we go. Finally does get taken out, but not for eradicating most of below zero's base. And speaking of things eradicating bases, that bug is down here just killing off everything in this direction, because why not? No pressure to kill them on it here, supported by ASFs. That is how it works. Look at everything die on there, getting some nice ranks of immediacy, getting some kills, having a grand old time. There is a naval presence outside. I missed that completely. 2 naval factories out here by Passenger, and they supported some units out here. Looks like they were maybe going to go for a walk around the water and pop the Yathota out this direction. That could have been a good surprise. Surprise Yathota in the back. Not good for your health, but not good for your health also. There's all of this Navy right up in the core, and it can actually just start destroying the middle of bases here. Not good for your health over there. Do we have another item plan? We have a crab plant. Not sure that's going to work. Back down this direction, have a quick check of the... There we go, the Soul Rip has discovered the Navy down here, and also the Yathota. Maybe it's going to have a go at that. There's absolutely time to rinse this Navy, but they know the Yathota's there now. They would have scouted that and gone, oh, okay, right. However, the supporting ASFs, they just keep on drifting a little bit close to the SAMs over here, which are picking them off gradually bit by bit. Soul Rip are going to move on in, and that's probably a bad idea. Probably a bad idea. I think this will be the end of the Soul Rip if it tries to go here. There's too many SAMs under shields. More SAMs are going on up, and yes indeed, look at the health just disappear over that. We're throwing the extra T1 AA over there. It's trying to get the SAMs down, not going to work though. 13,000, 10,000 health, that's the end of the Soul Ripper. Didn't quite get enough done over there. Maybe should have focused on the PGen, but it is dead. The ASFs need to retreat. There's no good loitering around there anymore. Navy is pushing down over to the right hand side, because of course there was Navy over here that was under production, but not anymore. Too many subs, not enough protection. It's going to be the end of that. T1 bombers are sent down this way, going to get nothing done. This flak is in between them and the boats. They are dying horrible, horrible deaths. Not so good. If they knew where Passenger's comm was, who's still in the water here, they could actually torpedo bomber spam him. Currently control the skies with these ASFs. They could, if they bolted up enough. But they don't know he's there, because they do not have sonar. They have no idea where the comm is, so they cannot sonar that into the gate. Another Awasa is just about done here too. 5,000 health off being completed. Down here lots of dead things, but that's okay. More SAMs going up. They will take care of any other air attacks. And now it is down to this section. We see there's some T2 RD back here. There's some, even a Ravager here, which is taking out a lot of these things. Not good for your health, battleships are. Really not good for your health, and they're firing away. Okay, what have we got left for team number 1? They must have some kind of plan, surely. Well, the crab is a plan. Apparently, Schlimmerzel is committing to that if they knew. I just wondered if they knew passenger was in the water. I feel like there would be a different tactic, a different story, but now it is an Awassa. Second Awassa is done. Lots of T and PD here. So, may be concerned about the monkey that was coming in when you built that first. But the Awassa is on the go. It's also got torpedo bomber support. Does that mean he knows where the commanders are? He knows where one commander is. So it looks like he is going to be going for that. He's got this sonar here, which is clearly picking up all of these items. And he's got some radar somewhere else as well by the look of it, because you can see all these land blips as well. So he does, but here we go. Torpedoes, bombers are coming in. Awassa is going for a cruise. Awassa's having to go here. ASFs are in position to take care of that, but they also get picked off by that torpedo there. Torpedo bombers do go straight in for below zero. Don't think he's got enough there to take care of him. Below zero will be okay, just down into the yellow. And the torpedo bombers are out. A couple of stragglers, but no drama there. The Awassa is carrying on, looking for more targets. Back here is no support commander, and Schlimmer's out below zero. They're very handily together right there. The Awassa swings back around, looking to go for the structure of Schlimmerzel's base. First bomb away, takes down the gateway, and I missed the other thing, maybe that was a shield, but smaller perhaps, sorry, excuse me, but throw to there. But the Awassa now is, well, it's going to be okay. There's not enough ACF to take it down. It is definitely going to be down to trying to walk the range of this. It looks like it's taking out more obstruction there, half health, no more ASFs to slow it down. Down this direction we see, oh, here comes the chicken. And that chicken will absolutely rinse all of this. Good number of T2PD, but it's not enough to stop the chicken. That is going to do that. Battleships off the coast are bombarding Cold Blue's base. There we go, the Awassa is doing, the Awassa does. Very healthy at the moment. Got some subs off, so this water's not going to be safe. You see an engineer walk up, dies instantly. There we go, I can hear the chicken turning up. There we go, it is working on that. The Awassa is picking on below zero, who's trying to get out of it, but he dies. Not sure if that, I'm guessing that was the Awassa bomb. I thought he had more health than that, but apparently not. But he is dead and done, out of the game. We see a couple of SAMs in the base there, but they're not enough to stop that Awassa. And the chicken going on down here, waltzing through the base. Yes, there's some PD, but no point in trying to hold off that. Got some Othans joining as well as between the chicken, T3 units. That is a doomed base, and then it can just waltz its way through here with the battleships off the side of it. And that was Schlimmerzel. Looks like he controlled Cater's comm. No dice there. He's calling the GG and says that's enough. I am out. Ross is now free to rain around. No air to slow it down. It keeps flying over Sam, so it will die eventually. But it is down to these two guys left. We have Cold Blue and Popeye. Popeye has nothing left. The chicken and Othams have wiped his base there. We have the battleships are taking down what they can at range, when they start to move it now. Maybe not the best idea, but what is what it is. And what's down to 5,000 health, just going to keep loitering up here, destroying things slowly. But the big old threat is going to be this mad amount of cruisers with their attack missiles and battleships rocking on up, and the ground forces ready to go. It really is over for team number 1 at this stage. Just a matter of time who or what is going to get the kill on the commanders. Whilst it swings back around, looks like it's going to have... Well, it should be okay. It's only a couple of SAMs left, no shields over them, so it's going to get free bombs away. But with that, SAMs don't see it coming till too late, get a volley off, but it's dead. Ground forces moving in, Navy moving in. That's all about down here at the moment. There's a couple of Ravagers. I take that back, there were a couple of Ravagers. They happened to go at the battleship, which moved in just a little bit too close, but while the battleship may die, there's a chicken. And the chicken is advancing on position, so Passenger, the last person left on team number 2, inherited all the infrastructure and all the eco, and kind of highlights while snipes are good, you really want to take care of your opponents. Bit of a desync there, won't worry about that. The GG is thrown out, and these guys, well, they have control K at the end of the game. We have a victory for team number 1. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see the end of this walking on, and it was absolutely a win for team number 2. All about the eco. All about the eco. So there we have it, folks. Nice big meter lock there, just some Joe play, but still good Joe play. Still an interesting game, bit of back and forth, but the once again, it really does highlight in the later games you got full share, so sniping commanders, while it can be good unless you can snipe them all, and if you can, the only other thing you need to do is manage to actually, if you can overwhelm them with macro, overwhelm them with micro, just try and have them trying to react to too many things at once rather than single reactions can also help out with that. But in the end, the eco that had been built up by Passenger's teammates was enough for them to take the game out. So we have a good win for them, and that, folks, is the end of the stream for today. We'll see you again on the next stream. We'll have got another couple lined up. Again, thanks to those people who are sending in the replays, because that really does help. Just like I said, just saves me a bit of time, gives me an interesting replay to look at. This one was sent in by one of my viewers, so thank you very much to that person. Have yourselves a wonderful weekend. We'll catch you on the next one. Farewell.